This is usually a very busy time of year for shipping companies. It's also proving to be a difficult period for one of the largest shipping companies, South Korea's Hanjin. It says 44 of its container vessels have been denied access to ports after it filed for bankruptcy protection. I asked Janet Porter, an editor at Lloyd's List, where the ships are.
A map shows that a lot of them are actually in Southeast Asia, there are some in Europe, a lot of them are heading towards the US west coast. But to clarify, they're not actually being denied access to the ports, they're not going into the ports because we assume they don't want to have the risk of ships being arrested.
Yet why would ships be detained then?
Because they owe money. I mean, they've filed for receivership, they owe a lot of money. Not all the ships are owned by them, a lot of them are actually chartered. So the other ship owners might want to claim the ships. And to be honest, it's a very fast-moving situation. But we thought at first the ports were being denied entry, but in fact it turned out ports said they would accept them, but they were staying outside.
And what are all these vessels carrying?
Everything that we'd see in the high street, basically. Electronic goods, consumer products, household goods, might be car parts, that sort of thing, furniture. Everything that we get from Asia that's available in the high street and the shops.
And I understand this is a particularly important time because often they have goods destined for the Christmas market.
It's the Christmas market, and remember a lot of these ships are heading for the US, so it's Thanksgiving as well, which is also a big shopping time. So yes, this is the peak season for shipping goods from Asia to both Europe and North America. But I just want to say there are many, many other ships out there, many other container lines, so that will cause disruption, but it's not going to cause total chaos. We shouldn't be seeing empty shelves, that sort of thing.
And what is life like for the sailors on board? I mean, presumably they're used to long periods at sea, so a few extra days, will that make much difference to them?
A few extra days, maybe not, but it's not really clear what's going to happen to these ships. We were hearing that maybe they're going to be ordered back to South Korea, which is like a safe harbour. They could get the ships back to a port in Korea where they wouldn't be at risk of arrest. So for the sailors on board, yes, I mean, it's a very uncertain time for them, and I would feel very sorry if they're trapped on one of these ships, really not knowing what's happening.
Janet Porter, editor at Lloyd's List.